The financialization of Bitcoin has begun. So for years, we know the traditional financial system has ignored, ridiculed, dismissed Bitcoin, or otherwise blocked it, and that era is now over. In just the month of January, we've seen three critical catalysts, in my opinion, the largest catalyst for Bitcoin since the block size wars. Those being, number one, the repeal of SAB 121 with SAB 122, allowing banks to hold Bitcoin on their balance sheets as assets rather than liabilities, so banks can now comfortably custody Bitcoin just like cash and securities. Number two is FASB fair value accounting. Institutions, as of January 1st, 2025, can now mark Bitcoin's value properly on their balance sheets at the current market value rather than the value that they purchased at. And number three is ETFs, in-kind redemptions. IBIT has applied for in-kind redemptions for their spot Bitcoin ETFs, allowing institutions to move Bitcoin in and out of ETFs without selling spot BTC. So this is the moment that changes everything. The financial system has given Bitcoin its blessing, not because it wanted to, but because it had to. But here's the catch, and I credit Preston Pish for this. He called this out in a post in a video that he did. Banks don't play fair. They never do. They're very much used to fractional reserve lending, where they don't have to hold any of their customers' deposits on hand in order to create new loans. They're used to using these customer deposits to gamble. And worst of all, they're used to rehypothecating assets. So using the same collateral over and over and over again. But fundamentally, Bitcoin does not allow that. And here's why. Unlike cash or securities, Bitcoin cannot be printed in a crisis. If a bank lends out more Bitcoin than it actually has, it will collapse. There's no lender of last resort for Bitcoin. Unlike the traditional financial system, who are used to endless cash bailouts from the Fed, there's no central authority who can alter Bitcoin's monetary policy to print Bitcoin and give it to a bank that rehypothecated, got hit with a bank run, and then they fell. There is no central bank that can step in to print more Bitcoin and plug that hole. So that's where this real paradigm shift begins. Bitcoin is now pristine collateral. It has no counterparty risk. It settles instantly, and it's globally accessible and liquid 24/7, 365, which makes it extremely attractive to lenders, as these attributes are not present in the U.S. Treasury market. The U.S. Treasury market, which is colloquially considered risk-free, simply has the lowest amount of each of these characteristics. It has minimal counterparty risk. It settles relatively quickly. It's globally accessible, but unfortunately, it's not available to trade 24/7, 365. And of course, U.S. Treasuries are the most liquid market, but for the first time, Bitcoin is stepping into the role it was always meant to play, that its monetary properties, as you can see behind me in small print, have always enabled it to do, the base layer of global credit markets. The biggest market for collateral today is the U.S. Treasury market at $28 trillion in size. It's the backbone of the global financial system. It's the asset that everything else is built on. It is the rails of the global financial system. But treasuries have a problem, and that problem is that they're tied to a government that's drowning in debt. So what happens when the world starts preferring an asset with no debt, no counterparty risk, and a fixed supply of 21 million that is globally tradable, highly liquid, and available 24/7, 365 to call in? You can finally see Bitcoin's total addressable market from a collateral standpoint. Should Bitcoin's financialization allow it to eventually usurp the U.S. Treasury market using today's value, we're talking about a Bitcoin price of $1.5 million in rather short order. So this is where Bitcoin's adoption is heading, not just as a store of value, but as the ultimate collateral asset. The banks are coming. The institutions are here. Bitcoin is inevitable. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, you could check out the quote tweet to check out Preston's post down below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and reshare, as well as check out Theia. It's the world's simplest Bitcoin self-custody solution. As your Bitcoin gets more valuable, you're going to want to take it off exchanges. Theia is the easiest and most secure way to do that. Check it out at theia.us. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.